some clean jerseys now into the defensive lineup for Port Angeles as they filter in a lot of substitutes, give them a chance to play. Sequim basically with quite a few starters in there, although Tim Dosey, the quarterback, and they go to Tim Sutton with it, and he picks up a couple of yards, maybe not even that, maybe one. Dwayne Sukert, 67, in on the play for Port Angeles, 71 also there. That's Tommy Haffer. 5:17 to play in the football game. It was 14-6 at half, and then Sequim took advantage and took over after a fumble at the Port Angeles 34 and went one play. Brian Savage scores a touchdown, and it's been all Sequim since then. Hi, Jankstus. Happened to say something about a penalty.
Offsides against the Riders gives the Sequim first down.
Sequim football, 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. And a little fumble on the exchange, which will happen sometimes when you get subs in there. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that's the first loss of yards for Sequim besides the penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the first loss on a running play without a penalty that Sequim's had tonight.
That's remarkable. What a great job this Sequim line has done. Opening up holes, protecting the quarterback. A lot of football games are decided by breaks and skill position plays and fumbles and turnovers and things like that. But when it comes down to it, probably the majority of the football games are won right there in the trenches, right there where the tackles are. And Sequim has definitely dominated that portion of the game today.
Well, that's definitely at the middle school level, everybody wants to be a ball carrier. And we tell the kids that we need the line. Without the line, our ball carrier is not going to go anywhere. And if we don't have a defensive line, our smaller linebackers and cornerbacks are just not going to bring down some of the bigger running backs.
3:40 to play in the football game. Tom Leinert with me for our initial broadcast of the 2004 season. Glad to have everyone watching tonight's football game. We're not exactly certain on our next broadcast, but coming up for Port Angeles, they play at South Kitsap, and then on September 24th at home against Central Kitsap. Meanwhile, Sequim will be at Forks next week and at home against Bainbridge Island, so we will be doing either the Sequim-Bainbridge game or the Port Angeles CK game, so stay tuned here to Channel 3 on when our next broadcast is. We will not have a game next week since both teams are away. Timeout on the field, 3 minutes to go in the game. It's the Wolves 37, the Rough Riders 6. You're watching the high school game of the week on the Peninsula News Network.
Welcome to Drake's. Here we bake cookies, fresh bread, and sliced meats daily. You could choose to go to a fast food place, or you can choose to come here where we have friendly and quick service with fresh quality food. Drake's You Bake Pizza and Subs, the hidden secret on the peninsula for nearly 20 years.
PA Chevron, your locally owned family food mart with deli and espresso, supports Port Angeles youth activities. We pride ourselves in providing excellent service. Even at the self-service pumps, you can ask for assistance. 601 East 1st across from Swain's. Go Rough Riders!
4th down for the first time tonight. Sequim is punting, I believe. I don't remember, but I think that's right. Maycomer trying to come in to block that kick. As they might be saying Casey Crum touched it, but he pulled his hands back. They're going to say it's Port Angeles ball. I don't think he touched it at all.
Well, Randy was right there on the play. I mean, he'd be the one to see whether he touched it or not. Of course, we always have the fans from the other team that want the other way when an official makes the call, but
Sequim with a 21-point lead and 2:48 to play in the football game. We'll get some new players into the lineup.
looks like we got a new quarterback for Port Angeles.
Nick Lorion, number 11 for Port Angeles. He's a 5'11 junior into the game. As Adam Maycumber still is in there, and Curtis Stimbert blocking in front for him. But once again, not a lot of running room for Mr. Maycumber, as they have bottled him up totally.
It's a short game for Rough Riders. 2 minutes left in tonight's game.
So Port Angeles is going to need to go back to the drawing board, find some guys that can get her done a little better than what's going on right now for the Rough Riders. Big disappointment here to start the season with the new head football coach, no doubt about it. But it is just the first game of the season, and it is just a preseason game, so you've got your league to get ready for.
They'll need to, like I said before, work on the interior line on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, and I think that'll be a real key. I think their offense is fine in the backfield. I just think the backs need to get used to it. All the penalties, of course, on the lining up in the backfield or not having enough backs in the backfield have really been detrimental tonight, but that'll come with practice.
Our football game tonight is being brought to you by Olympic Eye Care Center, keeping your eyes healthy and providing 24-hour emergency care. Also, RE/MAX Performance Team, where it's not having the most agents that makes the difference, it's having the right agent. Port Angeles with a 3rd down and 8 from their own 24-yard line. And the handoff goes to Phil Hansen, who's dropped short of the 1st down. And it'll be 4th down for the Rough Riders. Nathan Chavez, Tim Sutton in on the play for Sequim. Out of the ball game comes Mike Reese, finally, as the crowd out there on the Sequim side, the coaches and the players are giving him a big high five as he's played an incredible football game tonight.
Yes, he has.
Stefan Walker back to punt for Port Angeles. Sequim rushing it pretty hard. And a few slip tackles there for the Rough Riders.
Good return to out there on 37-yard line, 1st and 10. 33 seconds left in the game.
As a number 23 for Sequim bringing it up, and he's not in the program, so. Oh, there he is. 10th grader, Adrian Galt, down at the bottom. Probably wasn't anticipating to get any playing time tonight. 33 seconds to go in the game. Tell you, Sequim has a lot of good players at all the skill positions, but they've also got some backups. You've got Tim Dosey, who has played a lot at quarterback at the varsity level as a sophomore and a junior, and he can throw the ball, probably a better thrower than Kenny Hall. And you've got Tim Sutton in the backfield backing up Savage and Mike Reese. So Sequim really is in great shape, and there they fumble the ball. That's a couple of fumbles tonight for Sequim on the exchange, and that's understandable with new players in there. Port Angeles will get the ball back with 28 seconds to go.
Looking across the field also, Eric's got to be pretty pleased with the way things have gone. I mean, his team, regardless of the way Port Angeles has played, his team has executed extremely well on both sides of the ball. And I'm sure he's going to build on that and get ready for Forks next week. And I believe it's Bainbridge the following week.
Sequim head basketball coach Brian Roper helped us out by gathering some statistics and some information about the Sequim players. And I didn't realize this. Sequim has not made the playoffs in football in 25 years. After 2 games, they're going to be 2-0, but you have to start thinking about that.
Well, I think everybody in the stands is thinking about that, but I can guarantee you that Eric is not going to let his kids look past the next week.
Here's the last play of the game. Nope, they're not even going to get that off as the horn goes off to end this football game, and a very successful one for the Sequim Wolves as they take it to Port Angeles by a score of 37-6. The first game of the season for the Rough Riders, but Sequim will go to 2-0 on the season as they look forward to next week against Forks.
And as Sequim fans are going to have an exciting year, and I wish Sequim the best of luck. And I know the Port Angeles fans aren't going to give up on their team just yet. They're going to give them some chances down the line, and it may not be next week in South Kitsap, but it might be the following week against CK at home.
Well, thank you very much, Tom, for helping out.
It's been fun as always.
Good job tonight. And how are things looking at the middle school level, getting your kids ready to play some football?
Well, we've had 4 practices. We have 35 kids out for football, and we put on the pads next Monday for the first time. So we're pretty excited about that.
And how's the overall strength of the team, do you feel?
Well, we've got a lot of kids that are coming out of the city young rider program, not only at the skill positions, but also at the line positions. And it's amazing. I had a lot of these kids in 7th grade last year. They left shorter than me, and they've come back taller than me. So.
Sequim fans with a huge cheer for their team as they run to the locker room. Standing ovation for them as they played an outstanding football game tonight. They came ready to play.
Thank you, Greg. Good fun working with you.
Okay. And once again, the final score is Sequim 37, Port Angeles 6. You're watching the high school game of the week on the Peninsula News Network.
The 5th Avenue Retirement and Sherwood Assisted Living Centers. Experience comfort and security at the 5th Avenue, where you'll enjoy an environment full of friends, stimulating activities, fine dining, and all the comforts of home. When you need a little help, Sherwood Assisted Living on the same site provides you with an affordable alternative to nursing home care. Call today. Locally owned and operated. The 5th Avenue Retirement and Sherwood Assisted Living Centers in sunny Sequim. Independence without worry.
At First Federal, a top priority is to provide you with the best possible financial services available.
Our checking products are tailored to your individual needs. Club checking keeps the family in mind. Fortune 50 checking offers advantages to those 50 and over. Regular checking has unlimited check writing, and free checking has no limited balance requirements. First image statements include printed images of clear checks, easy to keep organized in our complimentary First Image notebook.
First Federal Savings and Loan Association, celebrating 80 years.
Here we are with a very happy head coach for Sequim, Eric Wicker. What about the football game? It looked like you had a great plan coming into the game.
Well, our plan this time was basically to stick with what we do. I mean, we didn't have a game film because they were gone. Actually, I told the kids I didn't worry about it at all. Let's do what we do and do it really well and execute, and things will take care of itself. So we executed on our base plays, got to know every blocking assignment, worked the O-linemen so they knew exactly who to block, got them fired up to go, and they answered the call. I mean, they really stepped it up.
Brian Savage had an outstanding game too, huh?
Yes, he did. I guess it was like 230 yards or so. I think 2 things. First of all, he ran a lot harder. He was in the whole game. Last game, he was only in about 2.5 quarters. And again, the O-line stepped up. You'll see there's huge holes. I mean, he's fast to get through them, but there were some big holes.
And you dominated on the defensive end too, and it was probably all in the trenches, wouldn't you say?
I would say between the trenches and the linebackers we have, these guys ran the same defense last year with me. They know it. We teach team. Everybody has their little assignments. It doesn't break down. I mean, we don't try to spy on anybody or anything like that. Teach a team concept. They know what they're doing and they're lining up right and they know their assignment, and that's most of football. Then they can go play.
And you have to say this is a pretty good year to start a new rivalry against Port Angeles.
Yeah, well, as of right now, it's a really good year to start it because we won. But yeah, they're going to be back and they're going to be tough next year. I mean, they're a tough school. They played tough.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and have a good time. Enjoy it, and you got Forks next week.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much.
Well, continuing with the football game, unofficially we have Brian Savage with 23 carries, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, a couple of 2-point conversions, so a great football game for him, but of course he has to thank those horses up front for opening up those holes. 351 yards rushing for Sequim. Penalties, we have to mention those a little bit. 13 flags against Sequim and 15 against Port Angeles, as that was at times the feature of the football game. But as you see from the scoreboard, super win for Sequim tonight as they defeat Port Angeles by a score of 37-6.
The PNN Game of the Week is brought to you by First Federal Savings and Loan, putting your money to work for your family, your future, and your community since 1923. Landings Restaurant, spreading our wings, trying new things. Peninsula Daily News, your community, your newspaper. Fifth Avenue Retirement Center, active retirement living. Sherwood Assisted Living with a difference. Olympic Eye Care Center, keeping your eyes healthy and providing 24-hour emergency care. Remax Performance Team, where it's not having the most agents that makes the difference, it's having the right agent. PA Chevron, your locally owned family food mart. Peninsula Bottling, supplying your favorite Pepsi products to quench your thirst. It's the Cola. Drake's You Bake Pizza and Subs, the hidden secret on the peninsula where we bake our fresh breads daily. Roadrunner 76 Food Mart keeps any wild coyote from running on empty.